Shannon, there is a lot there. Can you find anything good to say about this performance?
No, it was awful, and the only reason I continue to watch it because I know we were going to have to talk about it, but I could tell within the first
So without this show, you would have turned it off?
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
I thought you were a Laker.
No, but that Skip. I know after the first 3 minutes, I said they on some bulljive.
I knew after the first minute.
Skip, I text Steve, I said they on some bulljive tonight. I said, man, but Skip, you can just, look, they got 6, 7 guys that's shooting under 30% from the three. Skip, I can live with that. This will make a miss league. But what I can't live with is effort. You tell me that's maximum effort. If the Lakers can look themselves in the mirror and say, you know what, man, I gave it everything I had. Come on, Skip. And I get it, these games don't matter. But I've never been one to subscribe that, I can just flip a switch and just go, all of a sudden the ball's just going to start going in. Doesn't work like that. It really doesn't. Skip, how you go from you were leading the league in field goal percentage to dead last? You're down 10 points in 3-point. You were shooting 35.
You're talking about dead last in the bubble.
In the bubble, in field goal percentage.
Right, I got it.
You weren't leading the league.
Yep.
Now you're dead last.
Okay.
Okay, you're down 10% from the 3-point line, from 35 to 25.
And you're definitely dead last from 3.
Oh, yeah. We're not even close.
Yeah.
We're not even close.
You're 25%.
Skip, the inconsistency is what's so frustrating. How does AD in 2 wins get 47 shots and in 2 losses get 18? I mean, think about it. AD in 2 losses has 18 shots. He took 14 the game before in the first quarter. I don't know what you're holding back. Everybody knows, look, you're going to run the same thing. I mean, you're not getting away from what you're doing. What team's going to do, try to build a wall, keep LeBron at the paint, make other guys beat them. Danny Green, at some point in time, you have to make a shot. KCP, Caruso, Dion, JR, you're going to have to make shots. As simple as that.
Dion, to his credit, did heat up late. I don't know if you were still watching at that point.
I watched a little bit. It was too late, yeah. But I watched a lot of hit side of the backboard on 3-point attempts from a lot of different people. And Skip, Caruso, maybe it's the pressure or the expectation because now he's first off the bench because it used to be Rondo. But he's turned into a turnover machine and a fouling machine.
Now, he will give you every last ounce. He'll play hard.
Yeah.
He'll dive.
But when did he turn into Jack Haley? When did he turn into the hatchet guy just fouling people left and right? He gets 4 or 5 fouls with the quickness.
He can hack.
I'm like, dude. But Skip, this was an awful performance. Now, there ain't no way, I'm not going to say, well, hey, they didn't care, wait till the playoffs. No. You can't play like that. You can't have this kind of ebb. Skip, if you playing hard, and you lose a game, that happens. Ain't nobody expecting, to go 82-0 or you go 8-0 in the bubble. Teams are playing hard because a lot of teams have a lot of different things. They can move their seeding. You can get into the playoffs or you can slide up. But what they've gotten, and the Lakers, even though they've won 2 games, Skip, they haven't really played that well.
Agreed.
AD has played well in 2 games.
Yep.
But that's about it. Nobody else should be writing home and like, oh, Mom, look what I did. You're like, Skip, when you're at summer camp, you're like, hey, we're having a great time, Bob. Everything is going. So, this ain't nothing to write home about here. This was awful.
It was. So when the game ended, I thought, should I give your team a break? Because they did clinch the game before against Utah. And I told you, they just own Utah. They like to play against Utah. They like the matchups. AD likes to just humiliate and annihilate the former Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert. But Shannon, did you see championship DNA last night?
I did not.
Did you see a bubble commitment to doing whatever it takes to go win this sprint to the finish? Are they preparing for that? If they had come out and played a quarter or 2 hard and then said, you know what, we got to turn right around and play the Rockets tomorrow night, which is tonight.
Right.
6 this time at 9 Eastern.
9 Eastern.
Yep. I'd say, okay, you gave me a flash, but from the first dribble, they were not into it, except for Caruso, and he's too into it. Like he's just flying around bashing everybody. Okay, so the big problem right now is can't make a shot. Anthony Davis said after the game, one of these nights we're going to hit 20 or 25 threes, and they well might. But Shannon.
When?
I'm looking at the whole year's regular season stats. the pre-pandemic stats plus the bubble stats, what are we seeing? They're still 23rd in three-point shooting. So they never were great in shooting.
No.
They were way below average already.
Correct.
And by the way, this can get you bite you in the playoffs. They're 28th in free throw shooting.
Yeah.
Okay, so they've never been great at either one of them. In fact, they've been way, way, way below average. They've been bad at free throws and pretty bad at three-point shooting. So
bad combination.
It's a bad combination, and that hasn't just suddenly happened in the bubble. That was happening consistently all year. And I kept telling you, the one big win that they did have over the Clippers, Avery Bradley got a rare hot hand. He's a pretty good three-point shooter, and they do miss him. He's a more dependable clutch three-point shooter, a pressure shooter, because he's been to battle on the biggest stages in the biggest moments. And you don't have him because he elected to opt out, obviously. So he's not going to be there for you. And in that one game, the third game against the Clippers, he made 6 threes, and he made 4 in the third quarter when you just took off and you never looked back, and LeBron did help close the game, but LeBron didn't score in that third quarter. So I'm looking at this saying, well, can you suddenly just flip a switch and heat back up from 3? I'm not sure you can do that. Now we're back to the story.
Well, they really never heated up as you gave the stats.
Yeah, I know.
They was never been like,
no. They're not that team. So I ask you about a story that we did a couple of days back. It has come clear that LeBron and AD have said no to shoot-arounds, which are a historical tradition in the NBA. You get up on game day morning, and you get your butt out of bed, and if you're in the road city, which you obviously you have to go get on the bus and ride 20, 30 minutes sometimes to the arena to get some shots up, to go over a walk-through game plan. This is how we're going to defend, whatever we're going to do. This is a nuanced offense with little
wrinkles.
Little wrinkles that you got to put in and you install in the shoot-around. Okay, is it time for LeBron to say, enough of this? I'm going to get my butt out of bed, because the ride in the bubble to the arena, it's 5 minutes.
It's a walk, probably.
Yeah, you could probably, if you really wanted to, you could walk to the arena. So I don't think it's too much to ask your 2 superstars to say, you know what? If nothing else, let's change our luck. Let's just go and let's get up some shots in the morning. And maybe it'll help us in the evening. Because LeBron keeps changing his shoes. I don't know if you noticed again last night. He came out in the purple, and then he went purple gold at halftime. I guess to change it, he said they were slippery or whatever, but I think he's just trying to change his luck. As he did the other day against Toronto, I believe.
He had the red ones on, and I think he came.
In the fourth quarter. He came with the fluorescent, whatever they are, the new ones that have not been released yet, right? Okay, so the point is, I think they need to shoot around, if nothing else for their own psyches, because, as you know, these things go contagious good or contagious bad. Right now it's going contagious worst. Right? Because they just can't buy a 3, and AD and LeBron combined last night to go 0 for 8 from 3, right? Okay, that won't work. So I think it's incumbent upon those 2 leaders to say, let's go back to doing what we've always done in our career. Let's get our big butts out of bed and go. That's what I would.
Well, Skip, I'm with you on this one. I just believe it should just to change something. You got to change something. Okay, you're doing it like this. You're not having the success. You can still trust the process, but something, maybe you guys need to get up and see the ball go in and get the blood flowing. And LeBron had brought, and Skip, I told you this. You said LeBron needed rest. LeBron didn't need rest. LeBron was in as great a rhythm before this break as that we had seen him in. And I think the break hurt him.
I'm still not sure he could have sustained it, but we'll.
Oh, I believe he could have sustained this. There would have been no problem, Skip. I mean, he was shooting it. He was letting it go. I mean, everything seemed to be flowing. And I think this hurt this team more than it hurt anybody else, because they were in a great flow. Skip, there's 7 guys, LeBron, KCP, Danny Green, Deion Waiters, Caruso, Morris, and J.R. Smith. There's 17 of 94 from the three-point line in 4 games. 17 of 94. You ain't beat nobody with that.
Okay. So here's what I think of your team. I think that in the end, LeBron badly needs his co-star to be a superstar. What did we see against Utah? He had a monster game. But one game against Utah, one monster game does not a monster make.
Right.
You got to do it routinely and consistently.
We need him to play like he's played against New Orleans.
Yeah.
Every time he plays against New Orleans, he give you those.
Okay, so I'm seeing this shocking disparity between monster AD and the guy I call AD as in all done AD. Well, he was all done last night from the tip.
Yeah.
What are you doing? He did not show up emotionally, psychologically, physically, and to your point, he took somehow, I don't even remember him, but he took 11 total shots. He took 14 in the first quarter against Utah, and he came out on a mission against Utah to say, watch this. From the start, get out of my way and give me that damn ball. Did he not do that?
He did, Skip. If you think about it, in his first 3 games, he was averaging about 14 free throw attempts a game.
Yep.
Yesterday, he shot 4.
Okay. That's just effort, energy, inspiration, whatever you want to call it. He did not care about that game. And let me demonstrate on defense how little he cared. If I could show you one play last night that caught my eye. This is 11 minutes left in the third quarter, and it's still a basketball game. It's a 9-point game at this point. Here comes Steven Adams. Wait, was that Anthony Davis, the guy people say should be Defensive Player of the Year? Anthony, what are you doing? He let Steven Adams
Euro-step him. That's 7 foot.
Euro-stepped him and laid it up right-handed off the glass. Is that the most blockable shot ever shot by a human being? Is the right-handed wrong side layup right up into your face off the glass? Off the glass, and AD didn't even try to stop it. And that's when I sat back and said, you just quit, man. You just said enough.
If I was Frank Vogel, I'd have called timeout and say, hey.
Okay, that's enough of that.
Hey, Antetokounmpo, Quinn Cook, Jared Dudley, y'all get in there because they not playing.
Hey, if Anthony Davis comes out and decides to, if he locks in and locks down, Steven Adams can't score on him. I promise you he can't score on him.
No, he ain't Euro-stepping. And Skip, I've been in situations like that where, we dilly-dallying around, and Mike would tell us, get the bleep off the field.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't doing nothing. Get off the field.
Get off the field. I completely agree. All right. So at some point when the playoffs start, every game he's going to have to come out on, not off, on.
Yes.
Whatever that thing is inside him. And I've told you, I'm never sure he's that guy. I'm never sure he's got killer, he's got dog in him. I'm not sure. He's obviously fabulously gifted. I saw it against Utah. I saw unstoppable. I saw an array of shooting for what do we call him, 6'10", I guess? For a 6'10" man, you just have rarely seen this.
Right.
It just, it doesn't happen. Right. You've got all those gifts in one body.
All of it.
And plus, he's strong. He's got big shoulders,
Yes.
you know.
Oh, yeah.
He's physical.
Yeah.
Okay? And you can step out and shoot those rainbow threes, and you can shoot free throws like you're 5'11". You can shoot them just sweet,
great,
high
tremendous
arc.
touch.
Right?
Put the ball on the floor, get to the basket, 3-point range, can post you up. He can do it all.
He can do it all if he feels like doing it all.
But what they're doing is that by playing like this, you give someone that's going to land in that 8 seed, you give them a lot of confidence. They're saying they can be had. Oh, they can be got. I mean,
if you watch that game, that's what you would have thought.
If you watched all the games, because Skip, Dame and CJ can go get you 50, 60 between the two of them. Okay,
especially when you don't have Avery Bradley to guard one of them.
Right.
Yep.
And so you throw Nurkic in there. Melo's right now is giving you somewhere between 13 and 17 points a night. Okay. You play it with 5 Lakers.
Final point on your man LeBron James. Right now, the most effective weapon in his offensive arsenal to me is bulldozing. He can still bulldoze like nobody can. When he decides, he can we've seen him just bump people off, just boom, and people are falling back.
Well, he did it last night in dunk. Remember, Skip,
then he's like, oh, thank you, boom, right?
Yeah.
And he can get to the right hand and shoot right-handed layups like nobody in the game can still shoot them. But to your point, when they start bricking threes, all of a sudden, people start falling back into the lane. And more than I've ever seen LeBron, he is getting contested at the rim,
Right.
and he's barely missing. You know, the little right-handed bunny layup becomes contested, and it rolls off the rim.
It missed a couple of lefties.
Yeah, lefties off the rim. They hang, and they trickle off the rim.
Right.
Okay, I'm seeing more of that than I ever have because people are saying, well, that's what we got to stop.
Right.
You know, we can't let him just bully us at the rim.
Right.
And let's fall back. Let's make him bully 3 people instead of just 2 or 1.
Well, they're doing it kind of like how Giannis, but he started it because that's what they wanted to do before he developed an outside shot. Skip, we're going to build a wall. We're not going to let you just run through the lane. So we're going to make sure you see 2, 3 jerseys, maybe even 4 before you get to the rim, make you pull it back out and make somebody else beat us. But he's going to just, he's just going to, I guess, the thing is with LeBron, he's like, I can't get frustrated. I still got to have confidence in Danny Green can knock that shot down. I got to have confidence these guys can knock the shot down. And then when they start knocking shots, because, Kim, if you, as the highlight show, Danny Green, there was like 20 feet between Danny Green and the nearest defender. And so they're missing wide open shots. If a few of those shots go in, now they have to stay closer to him. And so now LeBron has more space. But with these guys shooting as bad as they are, I ain't going out there to guard you. You self-check.
Well, tonight they're going to play a team that's going to miss a whole lot of threes, but they're going to make a bunch too. Watch.
You want something on this one? You want something on this one?
No.
Since you on there bumping them, yeah, they look bad. AD, all done. Put something on it. Put some do. Let
me think about it. We got to look up the Fox Bet spread.
Ain't no spread.
Huh?
Ain't no spread.
Oh, there's definitely a spread. What are they, like 6-point favorites? 5-point favorites?
Nope. Ain't
we'll
no
know
spread.
in just a second.
They're in Houston.
Huh?
They play there in Houston.
It's tiny. It's 4.5. 1.5. Oh, 1.5.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. The Fox Bet people like those Rockets.
Yeah, let your boy get 2. Let your boy get 2 cases on it.
Uh-oh, somebody is
let your boy get 2
I got
on it.
somebody on the run.
Let your boy get 2 cases on it.
I'll think about it. We'll talk about it in just a few minutes.
Like you tell me, put your do where your lips are.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.